What's up, guys? Buckle up because you're about to enjoy an excellent Snaps game preview where we tell you everything you need to know about this weekend's game and probably some stuff that you didn't. Enjoy. Arkansas, Tennessee. Um, this doesn't feel like this is going to be close.
No.
Tennessee's defense remains fucking offense. Off. Let's just start over. This game's not going to be close. Tennessee's defense remains fucking awesome. You want to know why Tennessee has the makings of a championship team? They stop the run, they run the ball, and they have explosive playmakers and a multifaceted quarterback. They have all the elements. They only allow 50 rush yards per game. But TBob, what about the sacks? You just said Ole Miss was fake. They don't have that many sacks. Tennessee doesn't have that many sacks. They just play solid ass defense. They rush for 290 yards a game, Aaron. They don't actually ask Iamaleava to do that much. They just ask him to create explosives on the edges, and he does. And then guess what? If his throw isn't there, he can run the ball. So it's otherwise, and then on the other side,
they're one of the most balanced teams in college football.
Yes.
There's very few flaws with Tennessee when you look at them from an offensive standpoint. Receivers, running back. This is why I was so confident that early in the season that they would be that playoff team ahead of, say, Missouri, because of all the things they have on both sides of the football. This is a game. Taylor Green, who has been overwhelmed at times this season, is going to face a defense in which Tim Briggs brings the freaking heat. 5-man pressures, 6-man pressures, exotic, along with that defensive line. He has not proven to me as a quarterback that he can handle that he can identify a defense, that he can figure out where the pressure is coming from, and then take care of the football. He is a turnover machine. Incredible potential, but right now in his career, a turnover machine. Arkansas will struggle to move the football against this team. And like I said earlier, talking about last week's game with A&M going against Arkansas, which gives me confidence for Missouri, Arkansas's defensive backfield is just okay. Just okay.
Yeah.
You are going to be forced to put an extra defender in the box, and Tennessee's going to get one-on-ones on the outside, and they're going to take advantage against an average to below average defensive backs for Arkansas. So this is going to be very lopsided.
You know what's interesting to me, Aaron, is that you look at Tennessee's receiving numbers, and because, again, I know Tennessee likes to run the ball, right? Yep. But I didn't quite realize just how much they're doing it this year.
It's crazy.
I think they're running the ball, I want to say almost 40 times a game. I think they're only throwing it like 22 a game. Like they are not, and then you look at their receiving numbers, and nobody has a lot of catches. Like they're really not going high volume pass. Now, Dante Thornton is averaging a ridiculous 34 yards a catch, right? We know Brew McCoy can be super explosive. We know Squirrel can, but it's not like you're going to dive into the stats and see anything overwhelming in the wide receiver department. But you look at Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson's a guy making everything work for the Volunteers offensively right now. 10 rushing touchdowns already, 6.5 yards per carry. Dylan, as a team, Tennessee first in the SEC. I said 290 game, also first in the SEC, 5.89 yards carry, 15 rushing touchdowns as a team. So yeah, that's how you win championship.
And I'll say this for two young quarterbacks, one makes a lot of mistakes, the other one, Nico, doesn't. Like even the ones versus NC State, very iffy. I mean, he's trying to make a play. I think it's a good throw, just barely missed it by like a half a foot, for goodness sakes. He's a very mature quarterback for not playing a lot of football.
Yeah.
So he's elite, man. It's crazy that a guy that's only making his fifth, who has only played and started 5 football games. And you said they're not protecting him. They're just going out there and playing a game plan because of the offense line, because of Dylan Sampson.
But they're also
not having to put it all on him. They're not hiding him. They're not hiding him.
But also they're not asking him to do too much, which is the key. He's still young.
I think if they did ask him to do much, he could, but there's no reason to.
But he could also fall into mistakes. I mean, even look at like a Dylan Raiola at Nebraska, right? They're asking him to do everything. I feel like we're asking him to do a lot.
He hasn't made a lot of mistakes, though, at all.
What?
He has not
No,
made a
no,
lot of mistakes.
no, I agree, but look at how it can rear its head at the worst times. Think about like that OT. Like Raiola's been really fucking good, absolutely, and he's going to continue to get better and better. But ideally, you don't want to ask your young quarterback to have to, even though, again, to your point, Nico's probably good enough where he maybe could. Again, guys, there's not much to say here. Tennessee smashes all the hallmarks of a championship team. I think they roll right along on the road, continue to gain in confidence. Chat mentions it. Shout out Zach. Heupel 4-0 coming off of a bye. It is shocking how legitimate Heupel has the Volunteers already. Oh, well, I'd say that was informative and fun. If you agree, please hit the like button, sub, and we'll see you next time for some more snaps.